Yo, it is official. We hit 900 YouTube subscribers. Um, right now I'm gonna share this on Twitter just so y'all at least know that your boy is live. It's my first live of 2023. I actually haven't done a live. I think in about a month, so it's actually been a while. Um, so with that being said, yeah, man, I just want to take this time to thank everybody who has been supporting my YouTube channel, who has been just really rocking with me from the beginning. I'm definitely going to be doing more lives because I need to get my watch time hours up. So, yeah, I definitely need to make sure that I get my. I definitely need to make sure that I stay on top of just doing lives and doing everything I can to get my watch time hours up by the end of this year. So, anyway, I didn't get a chance to um read the article about Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I know that a lot of people were coming out on YouTube videos saying that what was it that he did? He basically like tried to take over the Warner Brothers division for like the what do you call it? I forgot what you call it, man. The DCEU basically, and a lot of people just weren't happy about it. People were upset because they're like, oh well, you know, you trying to go past other executives and you trying to go past other executives and you supposed to talk to us first. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not like his movie. Okay, I thought it was garbage. I thought it was trash. I was not feeling it whatsoever. It was just a bad movie all the way around, man. It just was a bad movie all the way around. And um, for him to go in and talk to executives, I'm not gonna lie. If I had the clout, if I had the um yeah, if I had the clout that he had, I would probably do the same exact thing. I would go over other executives' head and go talk to the other people too. But the thing is, um, the reason David Zaslav have these executives in place is because he wants to, he wants to have structure. He wants to have order. And for The Rock to go over other executive heads to talk to him, I mean, maybe he thought that was a slap in the face. But the thing is, I watched a lot of YouTubers talk about this, whether it was Robert Storms or whether it was the John Campea show, and they all made a good point. Basically, this dude went over the executives. Not that. Basically, his character is a secondary character. Black Adam is not a main character. He's somebody you don't really see as the main focal point. He was never a big focal point in the 90s cartoons. I never saw him in that. You saw him in now newer cartoons, but he was because he was facing Shazam. He wasn't facing um Superman. And I know that you can change that in movies and stuff like that, but it's still the simple fact that he is Shazam's foe. Shazam is a secondary character, Black Adam is a third-rate character, or however you want to say it. And the fact of the matter is, he decided that he wasn't in no part of Shazam. He wanted to face Superman, and obviously his movie didn't do well, and his whole plan came crashing down. And honestly, man, that movie just was not good to me, and it's hard to feel bad because the movie was crap. It looked and felt like an early 2000s movie that should have came out back in the early 2000s. So I don't really feel bad that the movie didn't do good at the box office. I mean, yes, when you go see movies, a big part of it is the word of mouth, but the movie just didn't do what it was expected to do because honestly, nobody wanted to see it. I didn't want to see it. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and officially we're getting a reboot, we're getting a restart. I know there's still some people out there who are mixed about it. Some people who are excited, some people who are not excited with the fact that he is hitting the reset button. And at the end of the day, man, as much as I still want to see Henry Cavill, I think maybe a reset is the best possible way to go moving forward because there's really no way. I don't think there's any way you can repair this current DCEU. And I know there's rumors going around that Ezra Miller is supposed to still stay on as the Flash, but nothing's concrete. You know what I mean? Nothing's concrete. We don't really know what's up, what's official. So I think we should definitely wait until we hear the official word because I see everybody losing their minds. Even I was gonna make a video on it, but then I decided not to because it's like we don't know what's official yet. We don't know, until David Zaslav and Peter Safran come out and say, "Hey, it's official. This guy's saying it." We don't know yet. Now, in my opinion, no way in the world should he stay on as the Flash because of all the crap that has followed with him. I mean, I don't have to go down the list. It's public knowledge. Y'all can go see it for yourselves. But yeah, it's just been wild, man. It's just been crazy. And it's so much DCEU news. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Um, um, but yeah, so I was gonna do a live stream before about my early 2023 movies that I'm excited about. But then the more that I really sat back and thought about it, I would have to kind of go down a huge list, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So there are a handful of movies coming out that aren't attached to the DCEU that I'm or the MCU that I'm actually looking forward to. I could probably pull up some right now. Let me see real quick. Give me a minute here. But the main thing I want to do is really get into more live streams because I know I need to get my watch time hours up. Hopefully, I get more, views up because I wanted to stick with this schedule. I know I was supposed to start at 8:30, but some stuff came up, so I had to push it back. But I want to stick with the schedule if I possibly can. That way, people will expect it. Occasion Blur says at this point there is no saying. Yeah, I know, man. I know. I just don't think they should keep him around just for the simple fact that he's with all the stuff that he's done, he doesn't deserve it, man. And a lot of people don't even like him. I thought he did good in the Snyder Cut. I just didn't think he did good in the 2017 film, but I thought he did good in the Snyder Cut. But I hope that Peter Safran and James Gunn have a plan because with everything that's been going on, man, it's been nothing but wild with the DCEU or DCU, whatever you want to call it, man. I see a lot of people were getting on the Batgirl suit. I'm not gonna lie, man. That Batgirl suit looked like trash. I did not like the Batgirl suit. It looked bad. It wasn't great. I was like, dude, y'all got to do better than this. Yeah, I did not like the Batgirl suit whatsoever. It just didn't look good to me at all. But so it's hard for me to look at that and say it was a bad idea that they canceled the movie. I mean, I may be stretching. The suit earlier in the movie did look something homemade, but at least it looked better than what they had in the final suit. That just looked bad. But again, celebrate 900 YouTube subscribers. Depending on how many people I can get in this damn stream, will depend on how long I'm gonna keep this on. But it's my first live stream of this year, so I'm happy I'm able to hit 900 subscribers. The main thing is just getting my watch time hours up. I need to get to 4,000, so expect me to be doing a lot more live streams, maybe 2 a week at the least, when I have time to do them. But I'm kind of sitting back and just looking at where I was when I started back in 2020, and I barely had any views, any subscribers. And now I look at my channel, and I've really grown to over 900 people, which is really crazy. And my goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of this year. Now, that's realistically looking at it. I will hope to get there If not by the end of this month, by the end of February. That's if I could get that, because I didn't think that I would be able to get to 900, close to 900 at the beginning of December of last month, because my channel it kind of slowed down a bit, and then towards the end of the month everything started picking back up. So I don't know, man. Maybe lightning will strike again, and maybe by the end of this month or going into February, my views and everything come back up again. But to be where I was at the time, crazy. And to see where I'm at right now, it's unbelievable. And Blurred, yeah, man. I think you had. I think pass me some. I think you might have had more than me, man. If anything, man, I gotta thank Eric July's Rippaverse, because when I look back at it, I had maybe 200, 300 subscribers at the time. I think maybe 200, and then eventually my channel went up to like 4, 5, and 6 when I started covering the Rippaverse. So I gotta thank Eric July for Rippaverse, because that really helped my channel grow. So it's been unbelievable ever since, just to see that kind of growth happen. And I really want to get my channel monetized this year. That's really the goal I'm pushing for, because I really just want to have another avenue of income. Just besides regular job, I want to have another avenue of income, and that's what I'm pushing my YouTube channel for. So definitely expect a lot more live streams, at least two officially a week, but I might push for 3, just to really get my my watch time hours up. But anyway, going forward, let me look at what the 2023 movies are coming out, because there are some things I really want to see. So looking at the 2023 movies right now, I've seen a lot of people just saw Megan, which kind of looks like a robotic Chucky movie to me. So I don't know if that was any good. I haven't watched anybody's review on it. I don't think I plan on seeing it. So there's that, and then after that, you got these are movies that I'm just looking forward to, not movies that are like big. You got Knock at the Cabin, that comes out in February. It sounds cool. It got Dave Bautista in it, so I'm looking forward to what that's going to be about. I know he's happy to be getting out of Marvel and doing other stuff. So the Transformers movie, man, I don't really know. The trailer doesn't really excite me. It just looks kind of generic, and it's just not like, oh man, I want to see this. The trailer didn't look good. Some of the CGI didn't look good. Maybe I have a different opinion when it comes out, but we're not right now. Let's see what they got. They got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This one, honestly, I'm scared from 1 to 10. I'm probably like at a 5 at how my excitement is to see it. I'm not super excited to see this movie, man. It's just not one of my big movies I need to see. They got this Cocaine Bear movie coming out on the 24th the next month. I saw the trailer for it, but it looks wild. So I don't think I'll be seeing this. Creed 3, hell yeah. It comes out in March. I'm seeing that. I've seen both Creeds. The first one's my favorite. The second one's cool. Hopefully the third one's good. Now, I'm not going to lie. As much as I like the Creed movies, they'll never live up to the Rocky movies. I don't think that they should, but they're good. I'll definitely check out the third one. Scream 6. I'll see it because I actually got interested in the trailer, so I'll see it. I didn't like the last one, man. It was whack. It just didn't really appeal to me. Let's see here. There's a movie called 65, starring Adam Driver, where he plays like some space explorer. So they get stuck on some Predator Island, or not Predator Island, some dinosaur island. So I think I'll definitely be checking that out. So the only things I really probably won't be checking out is the DC movies that are coming out this year, because it just don't make sense to see them. Like, why would I go put my time in to see movies when I know there's not going to be any forward movement in the DCEU? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And I don't want to waste my time going to see these movies if I know these movies are not going to go nowhere. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. And there hasn't even been any marketing for it. So, I don't understand why Warner Brothers just doesn't drop everything right now and then move on at a later time with and move on with a later time with the announcement. Because it's not like they're getting anything. It's not like they're losing anything by. It's not like they're losing anything by, you know, presenting these movies now or at a later date. I mean, they're already rebooting everything, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's just my 1-2-1. That's just my 1-2-1. But I don't feel like they're losing anything if they put the movies out now. Uh, there's no marketing out for it. I know they're supposed to be looking at the Flash movie as a complete reboot to reboot the whole thing. I mean, I guess sure, but there's been a lot of changes and everything, so I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. I know Superman is the big movie that James Gunn wants to lead off with going into the new DCU because he's been wanting to write it. But I didn't hear it. I read that they're still even trying to do the Black Superman. I read that they're trying to do a Black Superman movie. They still have that on the table, which still makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to why they want to go down that route. You know what I mean? Because it's like y'all didn't want to keep Henry Cavill, but y'all want to go down this road with a Black Superman. That's wild to me. Yeah, I don't like who in the hell. No, I don't listen. I am going to start getting the comic books. That's a goal that I have to put down because of, as much as I'll talk about the movies, I want to get to know more of like the big stories that a lot of these movies came from, and I need to get more in comic books. Man. I know there's a comic book shop where I'm living, not too far, so that's one of my things I need to get into. I don't know anything about Val Zod, but it's like that's doing too much. Y'all didn't want to do a Henry Cavill movie, but this is all the old regime. Y'all didn't want to do a Henry Cavill movie. Then y'all didn't know what to do with trying to get James Gunn a Superman. Then y'all wanted to do another Superman on HBO Max. It's like that's doing too much. 3 different Superman running around was doing way too much. Then before that, y'all tried to do a whole thing with what was it? With the Jokers. We almost had 3 different Joker movies. Like, come on, man, this is doing way too much. So for me, it just makes sense. One Superman, that's it. No lie, as much as it pains me that they want to reboot the whole universe, there's nothing really much to salvage anymore in this universe. Everything's dead. It's gone. It's over. So salvaging this universe with not salvaging, but hitting the reset button. It does make sense. It does make sense because there's nothing really to salvage with this universe anymore. But those are some of the movies I'm looking forward to. Let me look see what Marvel has. It's just honestly, man, I've been burnt out with Marvel movies for a while now, so I haven't really looked at what they got dropping. I think it's most of it been like TV shows. My only problem, Blair, when it comes to comic books, is that it's hard because there's so many stories. You know what I mean? Like you got what's the word? I don't know, man. It's just the comics have been around for so long, it's hard to know where to get in. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm looking at the list right now for what Marvel has coming out this year, and let me see what I'm excited for. What they got. So you got Ant-Man and the Wasp. On a scale from 1 to 10, that's definitely a 5. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm not super excited to see this, but hopefully, the closer we get to it, maybe my opinion will change. After that, you're looking at Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. On a scale from 1 to 10, it's definitely a 10 for this. And then you got the Marvels. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a 6. And then after that, you're looking at Kraven the Hunter. I'm not going to lie. On a scale from 1 to 10, this is a 5. Even though I did watch Spider-Man growing up, I was never a big Kraven the Hunter fan. So, I'm not really excited for this movie, man, because it seems like everything that Sony is dropping that's supposed to be its own universe just has not been working for me. You know what I mean? And then after that, you're looking at, I guess, all the different TV shows coming out. So I'm not going to get into that. But as far as the movies go, I mean, they slate is okay. It's nothing ground shaking. I know after Endgame, there was pretty much this reset of movies. It's almost like starting the universe over, sort of, with new heroes because a lot of the older heroes were retiring. So now they got to hit this reset thing with these TV shows and get new heroes into the Marvel universe and starting their stories before you get to the big superhero team ups. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see what they do going forward. I know the Blade was supposed to be another big movie to come out this year, but unfortunately, it didn't. It had its problems behind the scenes, so we'll see. I know a lot of people are not happy about Blade. Not Blade. What was it supposed to come out this year? Daredevil, Reborn again, because they're not continuing on with what they did on Netflix, which I can understand. You would like to have your own stories and stuff like that, but it's like it just doesn't make sense, man, to almost hit a reset button because you already got everything going right here, right now. Why hit a reset button? Hey, Blur, do that, man, because I'll definitely be checking it out. But it doesn't make sense to hit the reset button with Daredevil. Just continue on with everything's been going on. What up, Token, man? Thank you, man. Just continue with what's going on right now. Why are y'all trying to hit the reset button? It doesn't make sense. Also, man, prayers out to Hawkeye, man. Jeremy Renner. I read about the accident. I've been following it. I've done a couple videos on it. Prayers out to him, man, and his family. Pray he continues to recover, man. I pray to God that he can still act, he can still walk and everything like that. I do not want to see him get replaced. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to the TV shows that came out, the MCU TV shows on Netflix, not Netflix, Disney Plus. Number one to me was WandaVision. Number two to me was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And you know what? Scratch that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was number three. Number two was I forgot what it was. Moon Knight. And then number three is Hawkeye. I actually really enjoyed Hawkeye. It was nothing super crazy about it. It was just a guy with a bow and arrow. That's what makes it just cool and fun to watch. And I hope he's okay, man. I really do, man. I hope he continues to get better, man. It's unbelievable just to have to read that story. I was literally on Twitter every single second just trying to find out what was up, any other information. So I pray to God he gets better because he's a great Hawkeye, man. I know he said he wanted to stay on as long as he possibly can. Now, switching to another hero, Thor. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I did not like Thor: Love and Thunder, man. I thought it was garbage. I thought it was trash. I was almost falling asleep there most of that movie, but I paid for it, so I was like, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. You know what I mean? I just hope to come back stronger with that, but I hope he doesn't stay on too long. Oh, that's cool, Blurred, man. He was, like I said, I hope he gets better. But Thor: Love and Thunder, man, that movie just was not it for me at all. I really found that movie to be boring. I know it's been a while since the movie came out, but it's like, man, the movie was garbage, and it was so disappointing. And what my thing is, I hope that Chris Hemsworth doesn't stay on past his time. You know what I mean? Like, I know he has his personal issues going on, so I think he's stepping back from doing acting and spending more time with his family, which is a good thing. But I just hope he doesn't stay on beyond his time. You know what I mean? Like, when it's time for him to give it up, he's still staying on. I just hope he doesn't, because it just wasn't. The movie wasn't good for me, and it's like they dialed up the comedy way too much. Trying to see what else is out there going on when it comes to movies. And I know that the Flash, the TV show, is coming to an end. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been into the Flash for some years now. I have not been into the Flash for some years now. I think I stopped watching after after season 3 or 4, and then after that I started to fall off. Dude, man, Love and Thunder is so terrible. Blurred. Oh my god, I wish you luck reviewing that thing, man, but it's not worth it, man. I forgot what I was just talking about. Oh yeah. So the Arrowverse is officially coming to an end, man. The Flash, the TV show, which I believe was the last show in the Arrowverse, is officially coming to an end. I did read that um, Green Arrow is coming back somehow, some way. You know, it's TV shows; they're gonna make him come back somehow, some way, which I think is pretty cool, man. I always loved to team up when it was the Flash and Green Arrow, so I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, Even though I haven't watched it in some years because I lost interest, I think the first two seasons were the best seasons. I know season one was Reverse Flash. Season two was damn, I forgot who the villain was in season two. I like the black suit. I like the lightning. And then you had season three was Savitar, and then after that they did the smart guy. I forgot what his name was, but I just thought it got bad after. I thought it got bad after. I thought it got bad after season three. No, yeah, after Savitar, everything got bad. It just feels like when he faces another speedster, it was good, but when he went left and decided to face somebody else who wasn't a speedster, it just wasn't good, and I lost interest. So good luck to them on their third and final season. I mean, on their ninth and final season. I thought they were already making the 10 seasons. I think I'm right. I think they're on 9 seasons. Green Arrow, on the other hand, I really enjoyed. I like it all up until about season 7 or season 8. Whenever season he got demasked, that's when I thought that's when I lost interest. I thought it was stupid that they took the mask off. There was really no reason to. You know what I mean? There really was no reason to. Now, if he just revealed himself to the cop, that's cool. But he revealed himself to the people, and it made no freaking sense to me whatsoever why he did that. You know what I mean? He should have just kept the mask on from Jump Street. But yeah, man, it's I think this year is gonna be a great year for movies, and hopefully everything gets more back to being on balance now that the people are trying to really get past the pandemic. You know what I mean? I think this year is really going to be a much better year for movies compared to what it was in 2022 and 2021, especially 2021. My thing with the previous years, though, is that I never understood why the HBO Max and I can understand people sitting at home watching movies, but it's like y'all trying to drop movies in the theater and at home at the same time. You really thought people were going willing to go to a theater to see the movie when I can watch it from the comfort of my own home? Of course, you was going to lose money. I'm sure there was a big deal behind the scenes, but it just never made any sense. I can't think of the guy's name that was in that damn chair in Flash season 4. He had a simple name, but I can't think of his name. Now I got to look it up. It was the Thinker? I think it was the Thinker. I think it was the Thinker, but I mean that season I don't. It just wasn't all that good to me. And that's where I kind of started checking out. Yeah, it was the Thinker. And then I don't know who it was in season 5, 6, 7. It is what it is. But yeah, moving forward, man, I really feel like this is gonna be a big year for movies. I can't wait to catch a lot of stuff. Like I said, the big thing I really want to do is get into comic books because I really want to, know more about the big stories that go on behind these movies. You know what I mean? It's just hard because there's so many comics to try to get into, whether it's Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, whatever. It's hard to get into all these different comic books because there's so much history behind them. You know what I mean? I wish I could actually find one that was actually worth some money. I could actually sell that damn thing. But this year is going to be a big, big year for movies, man. I cannot wait to see what this year has. I know a lot of people didn't like the Harrison Ford Indiana Jones movie. There's actually been reports that it's going to be doing terrible when it comes to numbers because it's one of the least exciting movies that people are actually excited for. I hope that that's not true. I do want to see it. I actually see it in theaters, not sit at home and wait until it actually hits streaming. I saw it back one day, man. I was I was going through Disney Plus, and there's still some stuff in there from the Marvel TV shows that I still watch. But it's crazy to me when I sit back and I stream through everything on Netflix or any streaming service. It's wild to think how easy kids have it nowadays, man. They're easy for them to just turn the TV on and stream. I remember we had Blockbuster back in the day. We had to go to a movie store just to get our movies. Either A, hope that it was in, B, hope that it wasn't scratched up, or C, hope that it wasn't Actually, no, those are only two things. Either hope it wasn't scratched up or hope it wasn't checked out. Yeah, just make sure it wasn't skipping, man. Like, man, I remember them times. Now it's so easy just to go online and just click a button and it's right there in your face. But yeah, I honestly believe this year is gonna be a crazy, crazy year for movies, man. Crazy, crazy year for movies. There's another movie I talked about at the beginning of 2022. I forgot the movie came out. It was the latest Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, man. And dude, that had to be one of the worst movies I ever seen of 2022. No lie, the movie was garbage. I tried to warn my brother not to watch it. He ended up watching it. It was straight trash. Um, One of my favorite movies of 2022, I'm gonna give it right now, is The Gray. This is hands down probably like one or two, man. This movie was badass. I wish we would get a sequel to this movie. I would love to see it again. I would love to see it again. If there's something kind of campy that you love, Christmas movies, check out The Noel Diary. I finally got a chance to watch 21 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman. I thought the movie was pretty good. But let me see. What do we have coming out? What other movies do we have coming out this year? So how many of y'all checked out Avatar: Way of Water? I didn't get a chance to check that one out. I don't think I will though. The Avatar never been my thing, man. It's funny. I went to the store a couple weeks ago, and it was the first time I actually seen any Avatar toys in stores. I was completely shocked. And we actually getting a Fast and the Furious movie this year. Unbelievable. It feels like it's been a lifetime since we've seen anything Fast and Furious related. I think they still should have stopped at 7. My favorite Fast and the Furious movie was Fast and the Furious 5. That was the best one. And then after that, I think they just kind of started going downhill. But I definitely believe 5 was the best Fast and the Furious in the entire franchise. Definitely the best one in the best franchise. Um, but I know they got this one coming out this year, and I believe there's a second part to it coming out next year. Yeah, man, they still making those blur. They still coming out. I don't know where you stopped at, man, but yeah, they went from 1 to 2 to 3. 3 was like a going into a new direction, and then once they did 4, it was almost like getting back to Dom and it was getting back to Dom and Brian's story. Everybody, yeah, they kind of moved away from the Tokyo drifting. That didn't do so good. They didn't do so good. But yeah, man, I think 5 was the best one in that entire franchise. And then after that, everything else is just kind of whack. I know there's Aquaman coming out. I know Jason Momoa, they want to keep on as Lobo. They want to change his character. Like I said, man, I understand the reason to reboot the whole thing, but it doesn't mean I can't be disappointed, right? It doesn't mean I can't be disappointed. I understand the reason, but it's just like, man, it still kind of sucks. And I saw the new logo with the hoodie. The characters look cool. It looks like they swapped. It looked like they kept all the same characters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Flash. The only thing they did was they put Green Lantern and took out Cyborg. And I really hope they do good with the new Green Lantern, because the last Green Lantern had was trash. Dude. So, Blurred, I'm gonna say this to you, man. Watch 4, watch 5. Those are probably the only good ones. 6 is cool, and then after that, you can watch 7. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then there you go. After that, you don't have to watch anything else. 8 and 9, don't watch them. I can't remember what even 8 was even about. It's been a while. Actually, I know I do. I know what 8 was about. But 8 and 9 in the Fast and Furious franchise, straight garbage. But yeah, man, with the new DCU property, I'm looking forward to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran have going forward. Like I said, I don't believe that Ezra Miller is going to stay on because he's just not a. With everything that he's done, he doesn't deserve to stay on. I'm gonna just put it that way, man. And I hope he continues to get his head right for his sake, for his family's sake. But no, just not him staying on as the Flash. I think there's a lot of people who probably won't have a problem with him not being the Flash. You know what I mean? Another movie I got a chance to watch last year I thought was garbage. Morbius. This is where I think Sony should just stop with their universe outside of the MCU. It's not working. Nobody cares. Nobody is excited. I haven't heard one person so far holler about the new Craven movie. And then you already had Taylor Johnson, whatever his name is. He was already the speedster in the MCU. So I don't know if if this is completely separated. But the simple fact is, dude, he was already in the MCU. But hey, it's happened before. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. No, Blur, there's like 9 movies in this whole fucking franchise, man. It gets a little confusing with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or something like that because I won't spoil it for you. It's a little confusing with a certain thing that happens, but you have to watch it for yourself, man. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. You have to watch it for yourself, man. But like I said, man, I can't wait to see what we get this year in movies, man. I will try to be selective. Keyword: try to be selective in what I see, because I definitely want to catch some movies that aren't part of the MCU or the DC. Actually, I would definitely want to catch movies outside of the MCU. The DCU movies I probably won't watch. No lie. But I think my curiosity will get the best of me, and I will definitely want to see at least The Flash and Aquaman. I don't care about seeing Shazam. I didn't even watch the first Shazam that came out when it originally came out. So I think my curiosity is going to get the best of me, and there's going to be some things that I want to see outside of the MCU, the DCU, especially DCU. But I think my curiosity will get the best of me with a couple movies, but not all of them. But I'm trying to look down the list now and see what we got coming out this year. I know that Dave Bautista came out recently. He made his comments about how he is happy to be stepping away from the MCU. He wants to get into more dramatic roles, more serious roles. I honestly don't have a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think he's definitely earned that. Like I know, at least for Drax in the MCU, you know, he's kind of like a goofy character. So I'm completely fine if Dave Bautista wants to go into more serious role with movies. The thing is like, you know, when you sign on to Marvel movies, I'm pretty sure you sign on for a long-term contract, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. So you sign on for some years. And now that you're free from the contract, you're able to move on and do new things. You're able to do what you want to do. So I think that's good for him that he wants to move on. I know he did make a comment a while back saying that he didn't want to start with The Rock or John Cena in any movies, which, you know, that's fine. That's his prerogative. If he doesn't want to be in movies with them, he doesn't have to be. I'm pretty sure he can do his own thing and it'd still be cool, right? I did see the story where they're talking about what is it, Aaron Taylor Johnson possibly being the new James Bond. I found that to be pretty surprising. I'm not saying he would do a bad job. I think he's young enough that he could take on the role. How old is Aaron Taylor Johnson anyway, man? Let me see. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Let me see. How old is this dude? He is. Oh, he's super young. He's still in like his 30s, so he could actually be. He could be that character for like 10 years, man. So I definitely think it'll work out with him being the new James Bond. I just hope that he's able to like not be dry, but just be more like, you know, just fun with the character. You know what I mean? More fun with the character. You know what I mean? More fun with the character. Like I said, I saw the Transformers trailer. I watched it maybe like 3 times. Honestly, I didn't find anything fun about that Transformers trailer at all. I thought it was like just not interesting. Some of the CGI, I just wasn't feeling, man. It just if they're gonna reboot the whole damn thing, then you just go ahead and reboot the whole damn thing instead of trying to do these in between movies. Just reboot the whole damn thing and just let the whole thing go. There's no reason to do just reboot the whole damn thing because there's no point in keep trying to drop these movies and we don't know exactly. There's no point in trying to do these movies, just reboot the whole damn thing. That's my opinion, man. I don't know how long it's been since the last one came out. I thought the last one was terrible. I did not like the last movie. Not the one, not the Bumblebee movie, but the one before that. Like never got into James Bond. It depends on where you started at. I started off in the '90s with Pierce Bronson. He was a good James Bond, man. And then the newer ones that came out, the newer 007s with I don't know what the guy's name is. Look at it. The newer 007s with Daniel Craig. Those are actually good. I like those. I just haven't seen the last one. I still got to watch the last one. I haven't got a chance to finish it yet. But y'all let me know in the comment section what 2023 movies are y'all excited to see? Or at least super excited to see. Because I definitely believe this is going to be a good year for movies. This is going to be a good year for movies. Just some of the stuff, I ain't going to lie, I just don't get. Cocaine Bear film, I don't understand that at all. John Wick Chapter 4, I forgot about this one. John Wick Chapter 4, I'm excited for because all the John Wick movies have been great. I just hope they don't do a Fast and the Furious thing and extend this franchise till it hits 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies. I think they should stop the franchise while it's still ahead. You know what I mean? Just don't overdo it. That's my hope. That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Let me see what else they got coming out this year. I'm excited for. Greenfield. So I know a lot of heat has been on The Little Mermaid. I don't plan on seeing this. Maybe I'll take my daughter to see it. I'm trying to see who the star is in it. Haley Bailey. No idea who she is. But maybe I'll take my daughter to see it. I think she'd like it, but I don't have any interest. I don't have any interest in seeing this movie. Just in my own opinion. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You already know I got to see that. Let's see. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I do think there's a certain point in time where he should have stopped being this character. I can understand he doesn't want to pass the torch on to somebody else because they can fuck it up. But I think him staying on far too long to play Indiana Jones would be bad for him. You got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I'm not gonna lie, I've watched these movies in pieces. I haven't watched all these movies all together. I definitely want to check this out, but I've watched these movies just separately. I've never watched them all from the first movie all the way to currently. I've just kind of watched them here and there to whatever comes on TV, but I like them, so I definitely want to see this. And then you got Barbie with Margaret Robbie and Ryan Gosling. This movie, I saw the trailer for it, but I'm just completely confused. She's a giant doll or something like that. Oppenheimer. You got Oppenheimer. I know this is some big movie coming out. Christopher Nolan is directing. What else they got coming on? I'm looking forward to. Dune. So I don't know anything about Dune, but I've seen a lot of people talk about Dune. I don't know what Dune is about. So you got Dune Part 2 coming out this year. And then you got this beginning story of Willy Wonka called Wonka. I don't know why. The only Wonka movie I look at as a good movie is the one that came out, I think, back in the 70s. And then they tried to redo it again back in maybe the early 2000s with Johnny Depp. That movie was garbage. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as movies I'm looking forward to. Like I said, I thought the DC movies before all this stuff happened, it was going to be a big year. But then everything fell off. Oh, Blurred, you're right. I forgot about Mario, man. That movie looks good. I don't know. A lot of people are still on the fence for how Chris Pratt is going to sound with the Mario voice. But I don't know, man. Maybe as I watch the movie, I will look past it sounding like Chris Pratt, and I'll just be into the action movie. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's going to be hard to look past him. Actually, it's going to sound weird hearing that it's Chris Pratt, but knowing that it's not Chris Pratt. You know what I mean? It's Mario, but it's Chris Pratt's voice. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that regard. But I forgot about the movie coming out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good one, man. My biggest thing when it comes to the theater and seeing movies is I try to have an open mind about it because a lot of times, when it comes to seeing movies, sometimes you can look at a trailer and it may look like trash, but then when you actually get to see the movie, it actually looks good. And so there's a lot of movies that you sleep on. Like I didn't know anything about John Wick when it first came out. A coworker I worked with at the time told me about it, and then I saw it and I was like, "Oh, this movie's good." So I think the biggest thing with movies nowadays is that like I just want movies to be fun to watch. You know what I mean? I don't want none of the SJW or all the other stuff, woke stuff, because it takes away from movies being good and fun to watch. Because it people just lose interest. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go to the movies to escape reality just for like an hour of your time, or 2 hours, 3 hours, however long a movie is. And now that we got all this stuff in movies, it makes it harder to just sit back and have fun because there's always something in the movie that has to be forced. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this year's gonna be crazy for movies. I'm super excited. Um, like I said, when it comes to the MCU, I would definitely try and keep an open mind when it comes to the DCU. Uh, the Flash and Aquaman are the only two I watched. I think there's 4 movies that's supposed to be coming out: Blue Beetle, The Flash, Shazam, and Aquaman. Aquaman and the Flash are the only two I really want to see. I don't care about seeing Shazam. I don't care about seeing Blue Beetle. I don't understand how they decided to keep Blue Beetle on the table, but get rid of Batgirl. I don't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Um, yeah, man. So I'm gonna have to. So I'm definitely gonna have to read the article about. I'm definitely gonna have to read the article about Dwayne Johnson and what he had going on with Warner Brothers because I want to really get into it and see what the story was. Why did he why did he have this issue? You know what I mean? Because Black Adam is a secondary character. He's not a main character. You know what I mean? And for him to push it, I can understand because it's him playing the character. But the fact is, he's not a main character in the actual universe. They should have been pushing the story around the Justice League fighting Darkseid, not Superman facing Black Adam. And I can understand why he would not want to face Shazam. I can understand why they want to have Black Adam versus Superman, not Black Adam versus Shazam, because Shazam's character he's too goofy. Black Adam is super serious. It would just make the movie awkward and it would not look right. But I did enjoy um, I did enjoy the end credit scene. But overall, the movie was just garbage. And I don't know, you know, why The Rock thought that movie was going to save the DCU. I did read one thing where he said that he wanted to have like a his brand of alcohol at the premiere, and I don't see anything wrong with that because obviously it's pretty much probably a bunch of grown adults, not kids. Thanks for it, I appreciate it, man. Um, I don't understand why he wanted to um, make a movie, not make a movie, but have it. I don't know, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I really sat back and watched the whole movie, and I was just like, "Oh my god, you can't be serious, man! Why in the world?" Like, I wanted the mom and the son to just be out of the movie like 30 minutes into it. I didn't like the characters; they were boring, they were uninteresting. I'm just like, dude, y'all can go ahead and just leave the movie now. Y'all just not that important to me in this movie. This movie, to me, I've said this to myself. The movie, Black Adam movie, had early 2000 vibes. It felt like it should have been made between. It should have like it should have came out. It felt like it should have came out between the year 2000 and I want to say 2015. Those the years. That's the time frame that I have. The Black Adam movie should have came out. The movie just wasn't good. It felt like it came out during the wrong time, and it just wasn't exciting to me. And it was just disappointing, man. I was like, man, the Rock really thought this movie was going to save the DCEU of all movies. It just wasn't it for me, man. For real, for real. Um, yeah, it just felt like they should have did so much better than what it was. I was disappointed. So, um, hopefully with this reset going on, man, I know some things I've been seeing on Twitter is that they do plan on not bringing Wonder Woman in for the first 3 years, which I guess is okay. Which is okay. Um, Hopefully it's just some structure going on with this new DCEU because what they had before was complete chaos. It sucks that we had to wait a whole 10 years. You know, it sucks that we had to go through a whole 10 years of crap with the DCU. Then now moving on, we gotta wait a whole new 10 years before they finally get this stuff. Before they finally get Arrow, before everything just gets comes out. They got to get everything structured. It's like you saw what Marvel did. They laid down the foundation for what y'all should have did. Y'all should have did a single movie for each hero, then dropped the team movie. The Justice League film. They decided to hit the fast forward button, trying to make that Marvel movie, and it got them nowhere at all. And then the thing is like you can't really compare Black Adam and Iron Man because they're two totally different characters, and it's like you know Iron Man was turned into a main big character. Yeah, he had a cartoon back in the '90s, but I don't think he was ever like a Superman character until now. And you saw that it was Marvel starting off with Iron Man and then getting into a groove with everything else. The DCU already had 10 bad years of shitty movies, crappy movies, and then tried to hit the little reset button, soft reboot, whatever, with the Rock's movie, and it just didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And I still sit back and I don't understand. Maybe people who are deep in the comics understand how good that movie. Maybe the movie was good to them. Maybe they understood that it had some good parts. But to me, nothing about the movie was really all that good. I felt like all the characters were dumbed down. You could have took out Atom Smasher, and I think that's the name, and the chick with the green uh, outfit on, whatever her name was, Cyclone. You could have took them out of the movie, and they would have made no damn difference. The movie would have not been any different without them in it because they didn't do enough in the movie to even make it worth watching, excitement. And then you had Hawkman, I think that's the name. His character was dumbed down. You had Dr. Fate, his character was dumbed down. The movie just wasn't good at all. And then you had Amanda Waller working with the Justice League and all this other stuff. Even though, as far as I know, she's always been against them because they're superpower people, and she wants the regular government to have some type of control. The movie just wasn't good to me at all. I just think this movie was 10 years too late. And maybe another thing besides movie being bad was, it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out over and over and over again at a certain point of time, and it never did. And then they finally decided to try and get it to come out. And obviously, The Rock underestimated his star power. And I like The Rock. I liked him in some of his underrated movies, Walking Tall. I liked him in the Jumanji movies, the Fast and the Furious films. But this movie was not good at all. And I think the best thing going forward is I think the best thing going forward is that the DCU reboots. Now, obviously, there's not going to be a place unless they somehow squeeze Black Adam into the universe. The Rock is definitely not going to be coming back as Shazam because he's already like 57, so he's not coming back. I like the Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I thought that was a good movie. Um, Baywatch was kind of in. I didn't like Central Intelligence. San Andreas is alright. I saw some of it. Um, G.I. Joe, he was cool in that. A lot Journey to the Center of the Earth, that movie was okay. I never seen Faster. A lot of people say that's one of the Rock's underrated movies he starred in back early in his career was Faster. That was a good movie. I seen Tooth Fairy, it was alright. But there's a handful of movies he starred in I actually did like before he was officially The Rock. Like The Game Plan, I thought was cool. Gridiron Gang was cool. Walking Tall, stuff like that. Scorpion King, The Rundown. There's a handful of movies he starred in before he became who he was that I actually enjoyed. But yeah, he definitely underestimated his star power, and it just the movie just wasn't good. Let's just say it for what it is, man. Like I said, I like The Rock. There's some movies he started in I like, but the thing is, none of his movies have ever been super huge blockbuster draws, unless you're looking at actually, yeah, Blood Drake. Red Notice, that was a good one too. But none of his movies that comes out in theaters are super huge, big office draws, unless it's the Fast and the Furious movie. Nothing else has been huge when it comes to The Rock's career. So it's been a little disappointing, when you see The Rock being a big superstar, that he's been in a lot of movies, but his movies haven't been big office draws outside of the Fast and the Furious franchise. You know what I mean? And like I said, this movie just wasn't all that great. It wasn't my cup of tea. Maybe some people enjoyed it. I didn't. I know some people who had a little nitpicky issues because he didn't have the accent, he didn't have the hair, he didn't have the pointy ears. Be that as it may, I mean, when it comes to movies going from movies to live action, there are certain things that definitely change. Obviously, his appearance did, but to me, I do wonder if this movie would have did good if it would have hit $1 billion, or not even $1 billion. If it would have made his money back and then some, would David Zaslav and Peter Safran and James Gunn moved on with a sequel? Would have tried to salvage whatever they could from the DCU or DCE, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but yeah, just moving forward, man. They really gotta get a structure going over there. I know that James Gunn has been wanting to do a Superman movie for the longest time, so I'm interested to see what he does. I know it's not going to be a complete reboot from the beginning, where he's going to do a origin story. It's probably going to be somewhere kind of like what they did with Spider-Man for the MCU, where it's going to be kind of like in the middle, where he's probably maybe already going to be Superman, but it's going to be like just an earlier tale of him in his younger years, which I'm kind of curious to see, man. As much as I like to see Henry Cavill, that was huge shocking news when I first saw that. I was like, wow. It really felt like a gut punch when I saw that on social media, but it was definitely expected, but when you actually see it, it's like, oh, wow. But, it's, I guess in some small way it is what it is. Like I said, hopefully the work that James Gunn and Peter Safran have been putting in, we finally going to get to see a structured DCU. Because honestly, with all the crap they've had going on for the past 10 years, it's just been burnout after burnout after burnout. Because it's like you had one good movie, then 3 or 4 bad ones, then one good movie and 3 or 4 bad ones. I know there's been some speculation on what's going to happen with the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman. Originally, there was talk of putting him in the DCU universe, and then eventually, I think James Gunn said, no, that's not what we're doing. We're not going to put him in the universe. He's just going to be on his own thing. Yeah, Blurred. I hope they don't do an origin story. I don't think they are. I don't think they're gonna go back that far. I think they're gonna go kind of like I said, what they did with Peter Parker, Spider-Man in the MCU. It's gonna be him probably already in the suit, working at the Daily Planet. It's just gonna be us having to kind of pick up where we're at right now instead of having to go back. Because I don't think nobody wants an origin story, man. And I did watch. The Angry Joe's. The Angry Joe, if you know him as a YouTuber, he did a video about how he felt about them not keeping Henry Cavill around as Superman. And I gotta honestly say, man, I felt everything that he was saying, even though he was angry, super pissed off. I felt what he was saying because even though I know rebooting is the right way to go, I didn't want to reboot. But I know looking at it now, there's nothing left to salvage. You know, the storm has already passed and everything's torn down, and it's time to rebuild from the ground up. You know what I mean? And it's disappointing as a lot of us are, and I still see people posting on social media hashtag still restore the Snyderverse or Henry Cavill still my Superman. At the end of the day, we all just have to, let go of the fact that these characters, not these characters, but these actors aren't coming back, except for Jason Momoa, but as Lobo. I think he'd be a great Lobo. It's reset. It's time to restart fresh. It just sucks that we're gonna have to wait a whole 10 years before we officially get, maybe a big superhero team up. I know they're going to be James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to be talking about, I think, the first 3 years of Marvel coming up and where they're going from here. So, at the end of the day, man, I'm excited to see what the future holds. I hope they just have a good structured plan in place because I know that, and it's not what I know, but it's just that James Gunn is used to being behind the camera. I don't know if he's ever been in an executive role like this before. I know some people have issues with it because of the fact that, he's been a director, but he's never been in this position. He's basically the Kevin Feige of the MCU, where Peter Safran is the guy handling the money, I guess, or something like that. So I'm hoping everything works out with this new direction that they want to go into. My biggest thing I'm going to tell y'all, try to keep an open mind. I know everybody's going to judge, everybody's going to have something to say, but just try and keep an open mind at least until we get the at least until we know what the lineup is. You know what I mean? At least until we know what the lineup is going forward. Try and keep an open mind out because we don't know until they present the open lineup for the DCU going forward. And I think the best thing they probably did was shorten the name. So it's not the DC, it's not DC Extended Universe, it's just the DC Universe, which I think is fine. It's similar to Marvel with Marvel, Cinematic Universe, but I think it's good they shortened the name. But anyway, that's it for this live stream. I see I didn't get a lot of people in here. Thanks for hanging around, Blurred. Like I said, this is just my first live stream with Vinny. I'll definitely try and get more live streams out, at least 2 a week. 3 at the most, but 2 at the latest. And I'm going to end the live stream right now. I'll catch you on my next one. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to help people get to us goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Also working to get my watch time hours up to 4,000 watch time hours. I'm still far away from that. So continue to watch my videos. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace. We are officially out.